Are you a Life360 user? If you are, there's been some changes. And I've been talking about it this week, and I promised you guys I would come on, do a quick video for you, just kind of explain what the changes look like, what you can expect, and honestly just kind of give you my opinion if I feel like it is good or bad. So what has happened with Life360 is the gentleman that created it has added to, sorry, my dog is moving the camera, has added to the app a thing called Bubbles. And what that means is when your child is out and they activate the bubble, and I think it's a 10 or 15 mile radius for this bubble, you cannot see where they are. You cannot see what they're doing. So it's like a protective bubble where they can sort of be free and do whatever they want to do. Backstory on this. From what I'm understanding, from what he's saying, I'm going to read to you guys what he released last night. Well, let me just go ahead and do that, because if you're not in the Twitter space and you probably haven't seen this, here's one of my problems with this, is this guy actually, he's the CEO of Life360. He marketed this new change specifically to teenagers. He targeted teenagers on TikTok. He didn't put out a lot of information for parents when it is a parent-driven, a parent-used app. He actually targeted teenagers and got them involved with him to sort of release the information and to get super excited about the information when it comes to Bubbles. I'm going to read this to you. So, and then he did last night on Twitter, he did release some information about it. So I'm going to read that to you if you're not in the Twitter space, and then we'll chat about it for just a second. He says, I'm Life360 CEO, and I'm sending this note to all of my users as an important moment in our history. For background, over the last few months, there was an organized campaign by teens on TikTok to rate Life360 1 star with the hopes of getting it banned. Although Apple and Google intervened on our behalf and the buzz actually increased our downloads, it did get my attention and helped me realize we could do more to make Life360 better, serve the needs of the whole family, kids included, to the parents. This week we'll be launching a sneak peek of a feature called Bubbles, which allows the users to appear on the map within a temporary 10-mile bubble. It is 10 miles. When your teen creates a bubble, your teen gets to create it, all safety features and chat will remain active, meaning if they get in a car wreck or something like that, those safety features are still going to remain active. But if you need to, you can burst the bubble to reveal their exact location. We designed this feature to ensure that security is never compromised, and while this was inspired by teens, we believe that all family members might find a use for it. Check out the Bubbles frequently asked questions, which I'm still not finding, but anyway, check that out for even more detailed information. We hope this feature builds two-way trust and communication and encourages teens to be a part of the app instead of looking for ways to get around it. To the teens, you asked and we genuinely listened. We hope this marks a new chapter in our history where we feel like a more equal part, or you feel like a more equal part of Life360. We're not going to get everything right, but we are committed to finding ways to create balance and also avoid pushing parents to other apps that are more restrictive or intentionally one-sided. This is a conversation and your voice really matters here. If you think this is the right direction, you can show your support by leaving positive ratings or sharing honest feedback, and we will do our best to be here for you. Here's my thoughts. The way that it has been targeted with teens, right? So it's really pushed in the teen space, bothers me. And as we understand, as we know child behavior and sort of how teens think, if you tell them this is going to be an area that I'm not going to be able to see you, that you can kind of do whatever you want to do in, that immediately sort of triggers a part of the brain that says, oh my gosh, what can I do? Can I do things I'm not supposed to be doing? What needs to be happening is those conversations are had way before we're launching this app. This app is simply a backup, and I understand part of their reasoning is there's a lot of helicopter parenting. He posted some videos of parents yelling at their kids, cussing at their kids for driving over the speed limit, for checking in, seeing where their kids are, basically stalking them every 30 seconds. I don't recommend that. I actually caution against that. That's not how we establish trust. So we do not need a bubble to say to kids, hey, I can't see you in this bubble, because how children work, how teenagers work, again, that triggers with them the idea when you say, I can't see you here, okay, what can I do? Doesn't mean they're going to do something wrong, but it does trigger that sense, almost as if when, say for instance with Snapchat, they understand that the videos never completely disappear, that you can take screenshots, etc. But when it goes away, when it's gone within those few seconds, it triggers a part of the brain to say, it's okay, I'm not gonna get caught. It's okay, right? So this is where I'm having trouble. I do love the idea of having more open conversation. I do not love the idea of targeting teens in this. He's got other kids and other teens on here with videos on TikTok that I personally, and you may as a parent also find inappropriate. I think a much better approach is to discuss with parents what they can do and what they want to do, and discuss with teens about how to have open conversations. I'm not sure creating a bubble where you say to a kid, you're going to have free reign in this bubble is the way to go. I think having that conversation before they leave the house, hey, I'll check in with you midway through the night, just make sure you're doing okay. If you're not home by this time, if you don't call me by this time, I'll check in with you again. I do not think that it needs to be used as helicopter parenting. The reality is, though, he's saying that you can burst the bubble if you need to. If your child doesn't contact you, you can bust the bubble and still be able to find out where they are. So then, in effect, what is the point of the app? It almost negates the point of it. I just do not like the idea of giving our children something that says, hey, the whole point of this is for me not to be able to see you. So, I would just highly recommend, if you're using Life360, take a look at it, see if it meets the needs of you and, you know, your family with your kids. If you're already having open conversations, the bubble's just not going to matter. But I just think it's a little bit odd, because if they activate the bubble at 10 o'clock at night and they want to be in that bubble all of a sudden, then what is the point? Why do you feel like you've all of a sudden at 10 o'clock at night got to be in a bubble where I can't see you? Does that kind of see where it's, for me, it's setting up a little bit of a mistrust situation. And I'm a parent, right? I have a 13 and 15-year-old. I've got one that's about to be driving by himself. If he all of a sudden activated that bubble, as a parent, I love my kid. You know, I have really good kids. You guys have really good kids as well, but they are kids. They are teenagers. And so they are going to want to push those boundaries. And so activating that bubble, what does that say? Does that say, I'm about to go be somewhere I shouldn't be and I don't want mom and dad to track me? Or does it say, I just want some freedom right now? I don't know. Maybe that's up for you guys to decide. But I wanted you to know that it's here. I wanted you to know that it is supposed to go active today. I think there's going to be changes as they continue to move through it. You can go onto TikTok, Life360, and take a look at a lot of the things he's posted. He actually goes on there and tells kids how to get around Life360 without bubbles, how to shut it down without parents knowing. He teaches them. I will actually link that video here in the comments so you guys can have that. I was blown away, but he's right. The reality is that our kids already have a workaround with 360. The reality is our kids already have a workaround with social media. They already know how to get around a lot of this stuff, which is why it goes back to having a lot of open conversation. So I will link that video just so you guys know, as we're going forward, you know, I understand as a parent how important it is to have this information. It almost feels like we find something that we can use to support us and then it gets taken away and it feels exhausting and frustrating. So I want to be able to keep you guys in the loop. So I want you guys to know that I have a series of videos that outline the top 4 social media platforms that your kids are on. I discuss with you and I teach you how to monitor those platforms. Also teach you how to put restrictions on your child's phone, the best monitoring apps. I go through all of that. It's a series of videos, and it's little sound bites. It's not huge. We're talking 15, 20 minutes of sound bites where you can sit down, immediately go to your kid's phone, and know how to keep them safe. I also have a series of videos about behavior, how to have those open conversations, and how to make things less stressful in your home. All of this is going to be coming out as an educational platform at the end of the month. But I wanted to go ahead and tell you, I do have links for you now. If you're interested now, especially with school and devices and all the things that are going on, shoot me a message and let me know, and I will get you these links. It is a nominal fee, and I am extending that nominal fee through the end of the year, because 2020 it's just been 2020, and we all need as much support as we can get, right? So if you're interested in videos like this, it won't be as talkative as this. It'll just be walking you through the steps. Let me know. Shoot me a message. kbcommunications@yahoo.com is my email. And certainly you guys can message me here. But again, Life360, it's called Bubbles. Some kids are also calling it Ghost Mode. And as things change, as they continue to change, I will continue to update. If you would like to be a part of the group, Protect Our Kids, that is a private group that I have created. You can go ask to join over there. I will link you up. I give a lot of information there, and also uncrack the code as well. So, that's it. That's it, guys. It's frustrating. It's hard. I know it's so hard when we figure out, like, we feel like we've got it all figured out, and then something that we rely on as parents feels like it's kind of, you know, tiring our hands a bit. So I don't think your hands are tied. I think we can work around it. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.